So, although most of us kind of knew or had at least guessed, we now have had confirmation that the monstrous winged beast that ripped the Terminator in half in the 10th edition cinematic trailer is indeed a brand new Tyranid Prime, this time with wings. And as you can see on your screen now, this guy, this new beastie, he is just stunning. I really do love this model. It has got some really nice reminiscent hints to the AOS Crypt Flayers to me, but obviously it has that clear, unique Tyranid vibe that 40k Tyranids are so sort of well known for. It will certainly fit in with the rest of your Tyranid army, whether that is a horde of gaunts, a load of gargoyles, or even the more typical genus it's associated with, which is of course Tyranid warriors. Now, they do clarify it is a Tyranid Prime. They say this in the article, it isn't some completely new species. It's just a Tyranid Prime that has evolved to have wings. So I think we can expect it to have a similar-ish stat line to the current Prime, because I don't think that's going to change too much in the new edition. So it's probably going to be toughness 5, 5 or 6 wounds, maybe 4 or 5 attacks. I do think it will probably drop to a 4-up save as opposed to the Prime's 3-up save to show its sort of lighter, more flight-inspired form. And I think for some of you older Tyranid players amongst us that may know better than I do, the old Tyranid Shrikes, which were essentially just warriors with wings from way back in the day, I believe they had a slightly worse save than regular Tyranid warriors. I want to say they had a 5-up and Tyranid warriors had a 4-up to again show their just slightly less armored bodies, but do correct me if I'm wrong on that. I have a funny feeling like Raveners, they are sort of the Tyranid body, so same toughness, but just a bit less well armored. Some of the big takeaways for me for this model are just the cool wing design. I really do love how those wings are designed and how menacing they look, and also how it's posed. Most flying models from GW seem to have their wings outstretched and just take up a load of space and are also really awkward to transport. This one, with his wings sort of folded up, looks really kind of unique. It looks like he's just landed or just getting ready to take off. He's just kind of caught sight of an enemy and he's about to just charge up into the air and fly after it. So I really do like that style of design with the wings folded up. I think it is a really nice design choice. They could have just copied what they showed off in the trailer with his wings outstretched. But this is much more menacing, I think, than just having his wings outstretched in a pose like that. I think the head looks awesome. It's sort of a mini tyrant head with definite hints of warrior inspiration. And of course, it's got those brilliant looking scything talons, which you can just use to rip your enemies to shreds. There are, however, a couple of bugbears, and these may be unfounded. We will find out, of course, as we get more information about the edition and the datasheets, but there are a few things I'm a little bit worried about. It does look very monopose. The wings, especially the one that's sort of attached to the base, look like they are a pretty key basing part of the model, and that seems like it's going to restrict what other options you will be able to give it. Also, the fact that this was in the cinematic trailer makes me think this is going to be in the starter box, so it is almost certainly going to be push fit. So what are the weapon options going to be like? Is he just going to be a purely melee beast? Because the Tyranid Prime has a huge amount of customization. You can take Devourers, Bone Swords, Venom Cannons, pretty much anything you can take on a regular warrior, you can take on the Tyranid Prime. So I do worry that this guy is just going to be very much a melee-focused plain Jane, and I do think that would really limit not only the fun of building and painting him, but also his usefulness on the battlefield. You know, if he can't take some kind of gun, or at least some heavier hitting melee options like bone swords, is he really going to be useful? If he's nothing but a flying light infantry blender, I mean, that's great, but is that going to make him worth taking over all the other light infantry blenders that the Tyranids will almost certainly have access to? I hope, maybe not in the starter set, but when they release him as a separate kit, I really hope there are more options to him. My other big worry and potential hope is who is he going to join? He will very likely have the leader keyword, but would he fit in with the regular warriors? The wings make me think probably not, because as they've said, there is going to be specific units that certain things can join, like Terminator librarians probably won't be able to join non-Terminator units and that sort of thing. Is this guy going to be able to just join a squad of regular warriors? I really don't think he will. Gargoyles, again, possibly because of the flying link, so he could make sense in a squad of gargoyles, but would it look good with this huge warrior-sized monster in a horde of Gribblies? I mean, maybe, but it's probably not the most ideal spot for him. So who is he going to join? Maybe, and this is where the hope comes in, maybe his reveal can be taken as a sneaky hint that the winged shrikes of old may also be making a reappearance in 10th. And I do genuinely think that seeing this guy gives us some strong hints that that is quite possible. Obviously they're not going to be in the starter set because we didn't see them in the cinematic, and I'm 99% sure the starter set is going to be based off the stuff we saw in that cinematic. But maybe as an additional release to the Tyranids when their codex comes out, the winged shrikes will be released as a separate box and he will be able to join them. Because to me it just seems strange that they would release a flying warrior prime but not release the flying warriors themselves. Like there's the prime and the normal warriors. If they're releasing a flying prime, it just makes sense that they would release flying warriors, right? So I mean, yes, there are a couple of things I'm a little bit concerned about and also have given me a bit of a pause, but also a bit of a reason for optimism. So I am looking forward to seeing what this guy sort of envisions for the rest of the Tyranid Horde and what he is going to bring along with him. And as I said, I really, really do like the model. Even if it is monopose and does end up being slightly boring from that perspective, just as an individual HQ model, I think it's fantastic. I just really, really do hope it isn't as bare bones profile-wise as it initially appears from first look. But as always, what do you make of the Winged Prime? Are you a fan of the model, and do you think that his appearance gives us some reason to believe that Shrikes may be back on the menu? Let me know down in the comments below what you think, and as always, thank you very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe for more Warhammer content from me. But until next time, I'll catch you later, guys.